I'm talking about you specifically when I say I don't need you.
Leave Ponta here.
Yeah, she wants to stay here!
How greedy are you? Right now, we're fighting over Ponta, a dog we've had for a year. My name is Saori Shimizu. I'm a 32-year-old freelance web designer. I mainly work from home, where I live with my mother, Sanai, my father, Hiroki, and my older sister, Iri. We're already in our 30s, but we're still living with our parents. You may think that we're that close as a family, but that's not actually how it is.
You finally woke up. Huh, you're so lazy.
Oh, who cares? It's not like I'm causing any harm to you.
Why don't you try to be more like your sister and go out to work?
As I said, I'm a freelance web designer that works from home. Mom is having a bit of trouble understanding the working from home part. But my father isn't helping either.
If you're not gonna work, then why don't you go and try to find a partner?
I am working, though.
You're just on your computer all day! I bet you're not even making that much. I know a guy that's single at my workplace. I'll introduce you to him.
All he does is talk about me getting married. He doesn't understand what I do for a living either. He's a middle school teacher, but he's like a living fossil when it comes to these things. Working from home isn't even that unusual of a thing anymore. And moving forward, there's gonna be more women who focus on their careers. This is why the younger generations are sick and tired of boomers like my father. I bet his students hate him too. That's just me guessing though. But to be fair, we live in a completely different era from when my parents were growing up. The problem is...
Could you come pick me up? The train stopped running for the day.
Can't. I'm still working. Just get a cab or an Uber or something.
Oh, come on. You're just playing on your computer all day. I'm working my butt off outside every day. Why don't you try to help out a little, huh?
As I said, I'm still working. I'm not playing on my computer.
Yeah, whatever.
But anyway, I can't come and pick you up.
I envy you. Every day is like a Sunday for you. It must be so nice to not have any responsibilities.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, sis. But find your own way home. My sister's only a year older than me, but she still treats me this way. Part of the reason my parents don't respect my profession is because my sister doesn't respect it. By the way, my sister does have a stable job, but all she does is file some paperwork. She's not in a position to lecture me about working. I bet I make more money than her too. I can't believe she thinks she's better than me. But she's always been more interested in things like love, relationships, and romance. So it's not hard to imagine why she doesn't understand what I do. But anyway, thanks to these three, my life here is pretty stressful. I thought about moving a couple of times, but it's just not that easy. Anyway, I was longing for an oasis where I can rest my soul when I got this text from my friend Mao.
Hey, Saori. Can I talk to you for a bit?
Yeah, sure. What's up?
My dog just gave birth to 4 puppies.
Whoa! That's amazing! Congrats!
They're adorable, but I can't raise them all. So I'm looking for someone to take them. Do you want to come and see? Your house is relatively large and has a backyard, so...
A pet, huh? I never thought about buying a pet, but my life was so full of people who constantly attacked me. A dog would never do that to me and could even help me feel better. I was kind of interested, so I decided to go and see. I'm just gonna look. I don't know if I'll take one, but this is basically the same thing as going to a petting zoo. I hope the puppies will rejuvenate my energy.
Huh, he really seems to like you, Saori.
Really?
Yeah, and he's usually a shy dog.
One of the 4 puppies approached me as soon as I walked in. When we locked eyes, he started jogging around me and kept asking for hugs and belly rubs. Oh, he was so adorable. When I did put him on my lap, he looked very comfortable and didn't move. I could feel myself grinning uncontrollably. It was kind of embarrassing, to be honest with you. And so the little puppy completely stole my heart.
So, what do you say?
I'll take him. It didn't take long for me to make the decision. He was too adorable not to keep, obviously. I had to ask Mao about the vaccines he needed to take and what kind of food to feed him. He needed to be castrated as well. And I learned for the first time that keeping a pet was an expensive ordeal. But I was willing to pay for everything and didn't have any other hobbies to spend my money on. My mom and my sister complained at first. But when we finally welcomed the new puppy into our home...
Aw, she's so adorable.
It's a he, Mom.
Then he's a handsome boy. You want some snacks?
She fell in love instantly, and who could blame her? My dad, who was even more opposed to the idea than my mom, reacted like this.
You can go to the bathroom on your own? Who's a good boy?
It didn't take long for him to fall in love as well. And finally, my sister.
Don't you think this shirt fits the doggy perfectly? I bought it online.
I didn't even ask her to, but she started buying various puppy goods online. Puppies have a magical power. By the way, his name is Ponta.
Why do you get to decide?
I wasn't the one that chose the name. The previous owner had already decided on a name, and I wanted to keep it.
I see.
That's a lie. I chose the name myself. But they would have been super mad if I told them that I had decided the name alone. So this was a genius idea. And so Ponta became the newest, most loved member of our family. Obviously, I was completely starstruck by Ponta as well. The work I did during the day didn't feel stressful at all because I knew that the money I was making was gonna be useful for Ponta. But he was a bit too cute. A few months after Ponta came to our house, Mom, I can't find Ponta. Where is he?
There's a new restaurant nearby that allows pets, so I brought him there for lunch today. This place is amazing. They make the best dog food.
Why would you take him there? He was born just like a few months ago. Don't take him too far outside.
It's fine. He's loving it here. He had loads of the doggy-style cake.
Loads? You can't feed him too much food, though. It's not good for him.
Oh, shut up. You worry too much. If you have time to be talking with me, why don't you go and apply to some jobs?
I don't have to. I already have one.
I'm tired of hearing that excuse.
Anyway, don't feed him too much, okay? Things like this happen all the time. Mom would take him out for trimming or to the nearby dog park very often. And whenever he's home, there's a bunch of people surrounding him, so I can't get any time with him. They probably think Ponta is their first grandson or something, but that doesn't mean they should be giving him all these snacks. But they force me to pay for the food he eats. They don't even walk him. They're forcing me to do all the tedious bits of owning a dog, while they enjoy all the good parts. My mom loves being told how cute her dog is when she's walking with him outside. And my sister uploads pictures of her online to get likes and new followers. It's not a big deal, but that's not how owning a pet is supposed to work. Maybe we should live together, just the two of us. And so I started looking into places that I could move to. I thought it was going to take a while until I actually moved out, but the opportunity presented itself much earlier than I expected. When I was at a work-related meeting, my sister sent me this.
Hey, answer the phone. Something terrible happened.
I was in a meeting. Sorry. What's up?
Ponta peed himself.
Oh, did he pee outside of the bathroom?
Yes.
Oh, I thought he was smart enough not to do that, but it happens. It's not that big of a deal.
That's not the problem, though. He peed on the living room carpet.
That's unfortunate.
It's not funny. I was supposed to get that carpet. What am I gonna do now?
Our living room has a massive Persian carpet covering the floor. Apparently, it was a gift from one of our grandparents. It costs as much as the average SUV. But unfortunately, Ponta peed all over that carpet. He's never done anything like that before, so it must have been a mistake. But he's a dog. He's gonna make mistakes occasionally. But when I returned home,
do you know how much that carpet costs?
This is all because you're not teaching the dog well enough.
I can't do this anymore. You have to move out, you jobless peasant.
But we are gonna charge you for the cleaning fee before you move out.
I was surprised. If they were going to be so mad about it, they should have put the carpet away when we got Ponta. But this is the perfect opportunity for me to move out. I guess I'll give them what they want. And so I decided to move out of the house after 32 years. All right, I'll move out. I had a bunch of money saved up, so I decided to purchase a single room in an apartment building. I can raise Ponta here without worrying about anything. This place seems nice. It has a garden as a shared space. This is perfect for you, Ponta. And they let you keep pets here as well. I managed to find the perfect apartment building, so I packed up everything and got ready to leave. But the day before I was supposed to move...
You're not thinking of bringing Ponta with you, are you?
What? Of course I'm bringing him with me. But that's when all three of them started yelling at me. I thought you didn't want him to pee all over your carpet.
I'm talking about you specifically when I say I don't need you.
Leave Ponta here.
Yeah, she wants to stay here.
How greedy are you? They all thought Ponta was staying here, but I never asked them because I thought it was obvious that I was going to take him with me. But I was not going to let them keep Ponta. I fought back. Well, I was the one that found Ponta, and besides, I pay for all of his food and medical bills.
I bought all of his clothes, though.
I didn't ask you to, and you can keep them, so do whatever you want with them. I took him around town to all sorts of places. I didn't ask for that either. Besides, who here can take care of his poop? Have any of you ever cleaned up after him?
Well...
And who here can wash him in the bathtub? You have to do it at least once a week, you know. And you've never even fed Ponta before. You said the dog food smells. You've never taken him out for a walk. Should I go on? Now, how the hell are you gonna take care of Ponta like that? Having a pet is no easy task, you know. I thought I had them there, but they didn't back down. They told me that they would start taking care of him when I'm gone, and that they would hire a pet sitter when needed. They kept on talking about hypotheticals, so the argument didn't go anywhere. There shouldn't even be an argument to begin with. I'm so tired of these people. That's when my dad said this.
Think about Ponta! Don't you feel bad for taking him away from the home that he's become so accustomed to?
That's right. If you think about Ponta, staying here is the best option for him.
We'll take care of him, so leave him here.
That argument made sense, but it wasn't relevant at all to this conversation. That's 'cause... Wait, I forgot to mention this, but no one can live here anymore. It's not just Ponta and me, so you should start packing your bags. The three froze when they heard that. They didn't seem to understand what I meant with that.
What are you talking about?
It's so stressful talking to dumb people. I've decided to sell the house.
What?
Yep. This is how I'm gonna get revenge on these three. This house is actually owned under my name. I have the right to sell this property, but these three don't know that. That has to do with the circumstances under which we started living in this house. Around 5 years ago, I was living by myself, but my parents told me that they had to sell their house because it was getting too old. They couldn't sell it for much because it was old and far away from the city center, so they needed help with financing their new house. So they asked me if they could move in with me. My apartment at the time was too small for 3 people, so I thought about renting a larger room. But wait, oh yeah, I remember that my grandfather owned a house that was perfect for our family, so I asked my grandfather if I could buy the house. I've always been his favorite grandchild, so he happily obliged and gave me the house for free. I even refurbished the entire place. It was definitely expensive, but it was way cheaper than buying it outright. Wait, now that I think of it, I was the one that paid for the house, but my parents were acting like they owned the place. Talk about being arrogant. And so my parents and I started living together. Eventually, my sister joined because she got a divorce with her husband. She has a place to live because of me. She has no right to treat me like that. No wonder she got a divorce. I hope you find someone better than her, ex-brother-in-law. And I never told my parents that the house was owned under my name, but my parents assumed that the house was owned under my father's name.
Why didn't you tell me? You scammed us!
But think about it for more than 5 seconds. You guys made me file all the paperwork. You even refused to pay for the refurbishments. I had to pay for everything, mind you.
Well,
What? You paid for the refurbishments for this house?
That's right. I told you guys many times, I have a stable job. I'm not jobless. I make $300,000 a year, by the way.
Three? What?
The reason I put the property under my name was because I thought it'd be easier if I paid for all the taxes too. You guys have no knowledge of that kind of stuff, so... Just 'cause you're living in this house doesn't mean you own it. What a bunch of clowns. Obviously, my sister didn't know about this because she moved in afterwards. But my parents didn't know that the place was owned by me for the last 5 years either. But my parents didn't back down. They were too proud of themselves to give in.
What's your tone? We are your parents.
I'm the reason you guys have been able to live in this house for the last 5 years. Is that wrong?
But...
And you're also in the wrong too, sis. You never paid for anything.
But I was living with my parents, so...
I asked Mom and Dad if they were ever gonna bill you for anything, and they just shrugged it off. They took money from me, but apparently you're exempt from that. You accused me of being jobless all the time, but how ironic is it that all this time I was the one who was earning the most? What do you say to that? You poor bastards. I unleashed all of my frustration on them. They finally gave up on fighting back and stood there silently. I said what I wanted to say, so I guess what's done is done. The reason I didn't want to move out was because I wanted to protect the house that my grandfather so generously gave me. But I've had enough, and so I left those three in the living room and made my way out of the house with Ponta.
Well, wait a minute. I didn't know you were making that much.
Yes, maybe we were too hard on you. Please, let's talk about this.
They tried to win me back, but it was too late. I'm sick and tired of seeing your faces, but I'm not going to kick you out today. So I'll give you 3 months to find a new place and leave. If you stay here for any longer than that, I'll have to call the police. And so I left the house with Ponta. I started my new life with Ponta in the new apartment building. I got a lot of money from selling the house, and I earn a lot, so things will be fine for me. I don't know what's going to happen with them, though. They're definitely worse off now that I'm gone. Huh, I don't recognize this number. Hello?
Hello? Is this Miss Sayori Shimizu? I'm with the police.
What?
There were 3 people arguing right outside this house on 3rd Street, and they said that you were gonna pick them up.
Arguing how?
They were yelling at the current resident of the house. They wanted him to leave as they claimed that the house still belonged to them.
That house did belong to me before I moved out, but I already took the necessary legal steps to sell the house. And besides, I cut ties with those 3 already. I'm not related to them anymore. So if you want to arrest them, go ahead. I guess I'm gonna be alone for the rest of my life then. Oh wait, sorry. I had you, Ponta.
Ruff!